Alright, so the hype for the Punishing Gray Raven and Devil May Cry 5 crossover is still alive and well, and I ended up coming across some more information that was news to me yesterday, or 2 days ago depending on when I decide to upload this, regarding the collab in near totality. Now, this information that I have gotten is from a very reliable source and from a very good friend, at least somebody that I consider to be a good friend, and I hope that he also considers me to be a good friend as well. But if this ends up not being true, I'll be shocked. But let's be real, knowing him, everything that comes out his face when it comes to information about these things like collabs, these games and things like that, you might as well listen to it like you're a Christian and you're listening to somebody spit gospel about some form of story regarding Jesus Christ or God. But the entire PGR community exploded when they ended up seeing the product that we'll be getting to experience in the near future when it comes to this beautiful, absolutely outstanding, just over the moon collab that's got everybody talking. So not only am I going to be sharing some more of this news, but I'm also going to be answering some frequently asked questions that I noticed were going around in the comment sections of some of my old PGR x DMC videos. Now, unfortunately, for those that do miss him and want to see him more often, the next couple of videos, you're not going to be seeing too much of the propaganda suit Rigashu, but don't worry, he will be making his comeback soon enough. So, let me answer this as the first thing that I want to talk about. For those that want to know when the release for the collab will actually take place, I do believe it will be May 22nd that CN will experience the collab, and as for global, we will end up most likely seeing it during the month of July or even as soon as June. Now, don't worry guys, don't get me wrong, I'm foaming at the mouth at the thought of the mere opportunity to be able to get my hands on the half-demon twins, but I know I have to be patient and not risk giving myself a heart attack or a fucking brain aneurysm. Thanks to the PGR's global synchronization project, we're not gonna have to wait until 2026 or 2027 in order to experience the collab when all the hype has already died down. We will be able to experience this collab guaranteed before the winter hits, way before the winter hits, so have no fear, you will be able to play with and experience the DMC collab and the Demon Twins as soon as they are able to get the servers completely caught up with CN. It won't take too long, I promise you guys. Just stick with me, bear with me guys. We waited for Crimson Weave, okay? Alpha Society, we waited so long for Crimson Weave. We can wait just a little bit longer for this. This is very much worth it. Now, aside from the release date, there is also the fact that everything that we just saw, I'm still so excited. Everything that we just saw is still a work in progress. Can you believe that? It's still a work in progress, and there's a high possibility that we may end up seeing even further improved character models for the Devil Hunter twins, as well as even more DMC5 accurate visual effects. Fuck it, just put the whole game in there, just put the whole game in there, why don't you? Just go on ahead, just let us play DMC5 in this free mobile game, and just make it a permanent event. Fuck it, just make them canon at this point, and then once they're done doing everything they gotta do, then they can just, you know, leave fuck off back to their continuity. I don't care how it happens. Yo, this collab is just so accurate, it's so peak, and the fact that we're gonna be able to see their character models even more fleshed out, most likely, the fact that these visual effects are just gonna continue to improve has me even more excited. Oh my god, yo, I literally, it's hard to contain myself. I'm sorry, I know I need to get to the important details, but I'm just excited as you are, okay? I hit the record button and I'm still hype, you know what I mean? Anyways, let me get back on track. So, yes, they are going to further improve things like character models most likely and visual effects, meaning that this crossover is going to most certainly solidify itself as the crossover of all crossovers when it comes to free games. This is a free game, guys. We're getting all of this in a free game. It will also be incredibly hard for kurogames to top this, which I'll actually touch upon in a later video, but for now, let me move on. Now, onto the characters. The acquisition of the characters are going to be extremely easy. From what I've heard from one of my extremely reliable sources, like I said, the banners on which you'll be wishing for them will be discounted from 250 tickets per single to 175 tickets per single pull for the first 50 pulls. Now, whether it's only for the first 50 pulls one time, I don't know. But what I do know is this is incredible news either way for savers, because now they have the opportunity to have currency left over to focus on getting other things that they want. But that's not all when it comes to the acquisition of these characters. During the collab, we will be having a story accompanying it, which will involve not only Dante, but Virgil and most certainly Lucia and Alpha. Now, listen, I'm really excited to fight Virgil as Alpha. You guys have no idea. I'm gonna fight him as Crimson Weave, as Crimson Abyss. I don't care. And I really do hope that they add Dante as a boss as well, because Dante as a boss is very challenging. And you know what? I'm gonna be real, guys. Fighting Dante in DMC5 is far harder than fighting Virgil. Fighting Dante makes fighting Virgil seem easy to me. Dante is just, he's very... I don't know, man. Fighting Dante in DMC5 is like very lore accurate. I'm not gonna lie, Chief. Like, he's just... I don't know. It's actually more intimidating fighting Dante than it is Virgil, but I digress. Let me just move on. So, as for further information when it comes to acquiring the characters, while you're going through the story, because yes, the collab is going to have a story accompanying it, like I said before, as you're going through the story, after completing chapter or part 6 of the collab story, you will be receiving Dante for absolutely free. Meaning, if you're only interested in getting the characters once, you can focus all your currency on getting Virgil as well as their weapons. And obviously, who wouldn't want to get Devil Sword Dante and Yamato? They're literally two of the most cool, some of the most iconic visual weapons. Well, I can't say Devil Sword Dante is one of the most iconic visual weapons. It's Rebellion that's one of the most iconic visual weapons. The Yamato, I mean, the Yamato's always been there, man. So, you know, it is what it is. It'll be easier for you guys to be able to obtain those weapons in the first place. And I'm really hoping that the 5-star weapon that we get for Dante is actually going to be Rebellion. I hope that Rebellion is the 5-star weapon. And even then, I hope that they get coatings for their DMC 3 and 4 counterparts. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that would net them a lot of money. But then again, this is a DMC 5 focused crossover, so let's not jump the gun here and hope for DMC 3 coatings and DMC 4 coatings. Let's relax, okay? I don't know if we'll get all that, but that would be extremely cool. Now, Dante and Virgil's aren't the only ones involved when it comes to getting all of these free great things, all of these good goodies, all these things, right? There is a stylish game mode that is going to be coming along with the collaboration event, and through completing said stylish game mode, you will be able to get your hands on an absolutely free 168 RC equivalent coating for Elisa Echo. I do believe that it's a beach coating, I think. At least it looked like a beach coating to me. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have it on the screen anyways for you guys to see, but we are going to be receiving this for free. This is what I heard from my very reliable source, my very good friend in my personal opinion, so you don't have to take it with a grain of salt, but don't get too upset if it ends up not being true. After all, we are getting all of these things really fast and free anyways, so, you know, it's okay if we end up not getting it for free, but I am 100% certain we are going to be getting this coating for free. Now, kurogames has proven, without a shadow of a doubt, that when it comes to dedication, passion for things that the company and the owners love, when it comes to showing their community a lot of respect, I think it's safe to say, at the very least, when it comes to punishing Grey Raven, bar none, I don't think that there has been a company, aside from, well, I can't really speak for other gachas because I don't really go out of my way to play a lot of other gachas. From my experience and from my personal exposure, from my personal understanding and my experience, kurogames seems to be king when it comes to giving the passion projects that the fans want when it comes to punishing Grey Raven. Each collaboration that they have done has just improved more and more. It may have started off as a little bit rocky when it came to the Nier Automata. From what I've been told, that the Nier Automata collab was not as great as people wanted, but it had drastically improved once the Blackrock Shooter collab came, in which I was able to personally experience myself, and I can say it was a grand collab. collab, I would easily give it an 8 out of 10. Seeing this collab here, it just makes me wonder how it is that they're going to end up doing the Edge Runner stuff over in Wuthering Waves. It's going to be incredibly hard for kurogames to be able to top this sort of dedication that they've put forward. I'm rambling. Anyways, along with the stylish mode, there is speculation we could also receive some DMC related nameplates as well, so that we alpha lovers and glazers can have her father's nameplate theme for our profiles. Now, this is speculation. This right here, this is speculation. This is up in the air, so you should take this with a grain of salt. This is a 50-50, okay? But usually with stylish modes that have a specific theme to it, we do receive the nameplates that come with it, I think, that should come with it. Now, as for maybe some predictions I may have about the story or anything else, I guess I should just start explaining what it is that I'm looking forward to, or what we may experience narratively. Honestly, I'm thinking maybe there might be some dimensional mishap, maybe the Babel Tower whole time situation or whatever the case might mess up with one of Virgil's portals when he's in a weakened state after him and Dante have been going through the underworld. Who knows, man. Well, one thing that I do hope that I see is I do hope that I see this more character developed, more laid back, more chilled out, laughing Virgil. Obviously not laughing, fucking all the time. That would be fucking weird as fuck for Virgil. This more so calmed and relaxed Virgil will be able to teach Alpha a little bit more humility, like I mentioned in my first video. I'm hoping that he'll be able to not only teach Alpha how to further master her swordsmanship and maybe even teach her a little bit more about Yado, or Iaijutsu as I like to call it, or the art of the quick draw. Hopefully he'll be able to teach her a multitude of things, and hopefully he'll also be able to teach her how to accept people that she may view as weak, or may view as something that's not correct, or view as something as ridiculous or abhorrent. And I feel like through Virgil, Alpha will be able to fully 110% accept Lucia into her life, and I feel like working together will come a lot more naturally, and I feel like they'll be on easier talking terms. Something that I think would be extremely cool is if they end up like in the DMC5 menu screens, where you'll see Dante, Virgil, Nero, sometimes you'll see Lady in the shower, or Trish, they'll be hanging out together and stuff. I'm hoping that during the collab story, we get to see, Dante and Virgil's character models like sitting down inside of, Nico's RV, or maybe we might see Lucia and Alpha sitting in Nico's RV. Can you imagine that? Seeing them both sitting in Nico's RV together and just, staring at each other or talking with one another, or maybe, seeing Dante and Lucia talking, in Nico's RV, or seeing Alpha and Virgil sitting down just kind of meditating, or maybe just, kind of being in each other's presence just in general on Nico's RV. There's a lot of different things that they can do, and I'm very much looking forward to the final product of this collab. There's so many directions that they can go. I'm very excited for this. This video is obviously a little bit more informative than my last video that I posted, so hopefully it has the same reach, because I do want people to know these things, and I do want people to give me their speculations, their predictions, and things that they want for the collab itself. But thank you guys for watching. I very much so appreciate it. If as soon as I get any more news regarding the collab, I will make sure to bring it to you immediately. I'm just so excited. I'm just so happy. And as for the thumbnail, it may be different from the thumbnail that I used before. I want to thank my reliable source for giving me this thumbnail. He's an absolute gem. I love him to death. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. But anyways, I hope you all take care, and peace.